If you want to become good at SQL, you must understand one thing. SQL is not one command. SQL is a set of command types and each type has a purpose. In this video, I'll explain the 5 main SQL commands categories, that is DDL, DML, DQL, DCL and TCL. And by the end, you will clearly know when to use with which command with examples. This is a beginner friendly guide, so even if you are new to SQL, you can follow it easily. So today we are learning Introduction to SQL Commands, a beginner's guide to mastering database operations. Let's start the basics and build step by step. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. It is the universal language used to communicate with databases. A database stores data in tables and SQL helps us create tables, insert records and retrieve data whenever required. Like a student database stores student names, IDs, emails, etc. Why should we use these commands? What are the purpose? Why to retrieve the data from the databases and why to communicate with the databases? Let's dive deeper. SQL commands are divided into categories because every task is different. For example, creating a table is different from inserting data and security permissions are different from querying. And these are the commands that regularly uses and commonly we use: create, alter, drop, truncate. SQL commands are mainly divided into 5 categories. I have already told you that: DDL, DML, DQL, DCL and TCL. Now we will understand each one with purpose and examples. If you remember these 5 types, you have the core foundation of SQL. So coming to DDL, data definition language, DDL is a structure. It is a structure to build, modify database objects, tables, etc. DDL is like designing a new building or making changes to its structure. So for example, you constructed a building and you need a design that makes the building look beautiful or attractive. So we use DDL commands to design the structure, not to build from scratch, but we should know the structure, we should know the design of the database. So DDL commands can help us to design the structure. So DDL commands are having like creating the table, altering the table, drop table, truncate table. So these are the common commands that we use in our daily life. Drop table. Coming to these drop table, drop table is like permanently it demolishes the table. So this is the constraint that we should always remember, that it is not so easy to understand. I'll let you know in future that how this works and how we can make it easier to understand. So coming to altering the table, alter modifies existing objects is nothing but table. So in SQL we call it as objects. So I have already told drop table is like deleting the objects permanently, and truncate removes all data but keeps the table. That you have already allocated the data types, that you have allocated the size of the data types, that will be not removed, but the data that have been inserted into the table, that is going to delete. These are the common commands in DDL. You should remember drop is dangerous because it deletes structure plus data. So this is a difference between truncate and the drop table. Create is nothing but we can create the table. You have already known about the data types that comes under SQL. So coming to DML, data manipulation language. DML works with data inside the table, like insert, update, delete. Here we are going to insert the data into the table, and if any changes occurred, we are going to update the table by using the update command. And if anything else, like we don't want these fields, we don't want these columns or etc., that if we want to demolish the record, we are going to use the command called delete. Like delete from students where id is equals to 1. This is the example one that I have taken. If DDL is the building, the cabinet, DML is placing fields inside it. If the I have already told, if the DDL is the design of the building, then DML is going to be going to take away the place of the cabinet, like it is the subset of the DDL. So now we will talk about DQL, that is data query language. So DQL is used for retrieving data. The most important command is select. We can retrieve everything using select, or select star from the table, select column name from the table name. Yeah, or you have already know this by databases. Basic command that we use for this DQL command. Or like choose specific columns like name and email, where is used to filter results and order by sorts results. Order by and other aggregate functions, we are going to use it in future. So let's talk about these are the queries that are these are the some example queries. Where clause is used for filtering records by condition. Yeah, this is a where clause that already taken for the example. And order by, here the order by is used to sort the name by ascending order. ASC is called ascending order, DESC is called descending order. Let's talk about TCL. It is also called as transaction control language. Yeah, we are going to talk about transaction query language. TCL is used when you want control over transactions. Commit permanently saves changes, rollbacks cancels changes, save point creates a checkpoint, so you can roll back to the point. Yeah, whenever we use databases, we always a developer should understand the basic concept like commit, rollback, save point. Commit is used to save all the changes. Rollback is like undo. If this is done, this can permanently delete all the records, all the data that have been written. And we can use save point whenever we need to make changes to the table. After changing the table or after making it updates to the table, we can use save point. Until that save point, we can roll back the information so that it will be very safe to handle with the data. Now you already now you can understand what is TCL and DDL, DML. Now we are going to talk about DCL, data control language. So DCL controls database access. Here the grant and revoke are the commands that are used in data control language. Grant gives permission and removes permissions. So you already understand what is the grant and revoke. In basic terms, I can say that grant is going to give the permissions, and revoke that recovers the permissions or remove the permissions or revoke the permissions. Yeah, this is how it gonna follow data in data control language commands. So always follow least privilege, give only required permissions. If you want to give any permissions, it should be minimalistic, not gonna give any authorities or anything like that. Yeah, you got my point, right? Yeah, so these are the key takeaways. It's like summary, you can go through it. So yeah, in this way we can understand what are the commands that are going to use in SQL.